What's happening? What's going on, folks? It's your guy V-Man, aka Boss, but we'll get to that later. Knocking at your front door with another banger video where we're going to discuss some of the hottest chains in the industry, past and present. Now, I was just going to do hip-hop chains, which you're going to see a lot of on this channel. But this cultural phenomenon is spread beyond just the realm of hip-hop and into the reach of anybody who sees this as a trophy or a status symbol on the road to success. And a lot of them busting, too. Big or small, we want to see them all. You want a ball? Give me a call. I got a wall. I'll show it off. And a diamond tester if it's false. You heard me? Now, before we get started, don't come on my channel with all that hating ish talking about what somebody should have spent their money on because you ain't got it. They figured out how to get there. Did you? Now let's get back to the intro. For millennia, that's a couple thousand years. Keep up. Dating back to the Egyptian times, the kings and queens of Egypt, which is located in the continent of Africa, wore very elaborate jewelry to symbolize their status and power. Everything from bracelets to rings and earrings to head ornaments, and most importantly for this channel, a chain. Like our ancestors before us, jewelry, in particular the chain, has reemerged as a symbol for perceived wealth and power in black culture. If you have a chain, side note, a real one for you fozers out there, to the streets, you somebody. The bigger or the icier the chain, the more perceived wealth and power you have. Your chain is symbolic to your reputation, which means your chain is you. Because of this, a lot of people have died or killed to protect it. But regardless of the potential hazards that come with possessing a chain, it's viewed as a trophy, like winning a tournament or an Olympic medal or a title belt. The price tag on the chain can get very costly, with some people spending over $1 million. But for those who got it, they want to flex in it, and that's what we're here for. On this channel, we will examine some of the dopest chains in the game, past and present, and the details associated with them. But before we get started, take a second to hit that like button. Then hit that subscribe button to check out more content like this. Go ahead. It's right down there. I'll wait. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a 5-second countdown, and then we'll get started. On this episode of Chains, we'll be examining the chains of Trendsetter and nothing short of iconic Mr. T. Also on tap for you, we have a new chain alert, which is actually an extension of the last episode from another Chicago rapper and YouTube personality, FYB J-Mane. It hit different. And the headline of the show, as promised, we're going to finish the Chains collection of Hip-Hop Megastar Lil Durk. Free smirk till it's backwards.
Well, I've been in this jewelry game for a minute, since the very beginning. You know, only people that was before, people like me, Rakim and Barry B and them cats, was like Mr. T. So Mr. T was our role model before us. So this is where we come from. We come from the generation after Mr. T. Mr. T. Mr. T. Mr. T. Mr. T. Mr. T.
Mr. T was a polarizing figure in the early 80s. For those of you who know, you know. This man is a legend in his own right. He could be seen all over the TV screen doing his thing on all types of scenes, even with Mean Gene and Hulk Hogan in the wrestling ring, while being one of the leads in the classic show The A-Team and making a whole lot of green in between, you know what I mean? He even had a cartoon that featured him as a superhero. And if you're an 80s or 90s baby, you know we loved our Saturday morning cartoons. OG was so big of a household name that at random times during your regular programming, a commercial would pop up with Mr. T dropping some positive gems of knowledge on the youth for the benefit of a growing generation. I can't express to you just how big Mr. T was during his time in the wrap-up chain segment, but I'm a darn sure try. And I'll do this by asking you, did you know that OG was a big part of the first ever WrestleMania put on by the WWE? Or should I say WWF at the time? If you know, you know. In fact, he even main evented it when he teamed up with the immortal Hulk Hogan in the classic showdown match against the Rowdy Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Mr. T, in my opinion, for his time was the Black Hulk Hogan. He was the All-Americans All-American. He went on to fight Roddy Piper at WrestleMania #2 in a boxing match which was meant to be an extension of a role he played in the movie that we will talk about in a second. He reappeared in wrestling at a WCW event during WCW's prime. In fact, to show you how important he was to the WWE, he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2014. OG also played as Clubber Lang in the iconic Rocky movie with Hollywood icon Sylvester Stallone, where Mr. T would for the first time say his coined phrase that became an iconic phrase thereafter.
I pity the fool.
Those movies would go on to become an iconic series of movies, which if you are into boxing and want to see a good classic boxing movie, tap in. As I stated in my little rap, Mr. T also starred as a lead reoccurring character on the legendary show The A-Team. While starring as the muscle on the A-Team as B.A. Baracus, Mr. T was known to rock a whole lot of chains around his neck. It actually became his trademark look, not just on the screen but off the screen as well. For this profile, instead of choosing one of his chains, we just gonna analyze the whole drip. Mr. T bought his gold chains from an investment company that specializes in gold investments. But instead of giving Mr. T gold bricks, OG chose to wear his gold on his neck, wrist, and fingers. At any given time, Mr. T can be seen sporting anywhere from 15 to 25, if not more, gold rope chains, all with different widths and lengths. Some of them ranging from 2 to 3 millimeters up to some being 8 to 10 millimeters. Most of the chains are just solid gold rope chains, but there are a few that are attached to pendants and medallions, which are the chains we are going to go into detail about. Not focus on, but examine. And I ain't going to do this in no particular order, so just keep up. One of the chains that he sports is a solid gold cross with the Lord Jesus Christ nailed to it. The crucifixion representing pendant looks like it can fit in the palm of an adult male hand from the bottom almost up to the top middle finger. If I had to guess realistically, I would say the first knuckle that you come to going up. The next pendant up is a solid gold octagon-shaped pendant with the iced-out star and crescent moon in the middle. This piece can comfortably sit in the palm of your hand. It's still a pretty big pendant. Remember, just like we said in the last episode with Curtis Blow. By the way, if you haven't checked that episode out yet, go ahead and check it out after this one. People around that time weren't doing the chain and pendant thing, and if they were, it was very small. So everything that Mr. T has around his neck is pretty impressive considering the time he was doing it. The star and the crescent moon, even though very controversial, is a symbol that I'm just going to sum up to as a religious symbol. In countries of Islamic descent, the symbol can be seen on various flags, mosques, and minarets. Mr. T was never a man to hide the fact that he is a religious man, which is why he wears the religious symbols that he does, which goes to show you out there that no matter how tough you are or how hard life gets, there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of God on your side. He'll get you through some tough times. If you know, you know. And I'll merch that. Around the edges of the pendant are diamond cuts that are inscribed into the gold, going in all types of directions to give the medallion a textured-like effect. Hanging all the way down to his belly button is a gold hollowed-out medallion with the gold Star of David in the center, which again is another religious symbol. He didn't do anything special with it, but it's still a pretty dope piece for the time. In certain photos, the pendant looks like it's meant to hang over the belly button, almost giving it that tattoo around the belly button look. I don't know, I'm just speaking from what I'm peeping. Other pieces in his neck drip include a solid gold oval medallion with what appears to be two people with the dove over their head, outlined in the texture effect that we spoke on for the outline of the crescent moon and star pendant. If you look up his neck, you'll see another gold cross, but this time with ice in the face and a red ruby in the center. The cross is bordered with a rectangular gold frame that is molded around the cross. Further down his chest, underneath his Jesus on the Cross pendant, is a gold rectangular medallion that is etched with the pattern that is on his other gold chains with the number 7 in the center of it. The 7 on the pendant is a religious piece and representative of the 7 times Joshua marched around the walls of Jericho. He also says it represents the 7 dreadlocks of hair that Samson had before Delilah cut him off, causing Samson to lose his power, which was possessed in his hair by order of God. He goes further to explain other meanings behind the number 7, such as the colors in the rainbow, or the fact that God made heaven and earth in 7 days. 6 if you want to be technical, with the 7th being God's day of rest. Don't come for me. I know what I'm talking about. Keep up. Mr. T also has a gold rectangular pendant with the letter BA in capital font on it, which, as we talked about, is his nickname on the A team. Last but not least, he has what appears to be a solid gold pendant that is shaped like an upside down diamond with the center hollowed out. In Mr. T's advice commercials that he used to do back in the day, he is seen to have added a golden skeleton key pendant. All of these gold chains and pendants are lying to where they all meet at the center of his chest, causing the pendants to look as if they are flowing down his neck and chest. The technical term for this is called chain stacking, which is a common thing in the newer generation of the chain gang, which is another first done by Mr. T. If you're not hip to OG, get hip, because he's arguably the number 1 founding father of the chain gang. Fun tip of the day. Did you know that Mr. T's chains collectively weighed over 30 pounds? Which is over 14 kilos of solid gold. That was worth over $300,000 at the time he was wearing it, which is equal to over $1.15 million today. Salute, OG. You just don't know how important you are to the chain gang. And that's why we made the show Chains, so that people like you, amongst others, are honored for your contributions to a monumental and historical movement that shaped our culture for future generations to come. Because I don't think we'll ever stop copping chains as a trophy of our success. So without further ado, here's your flowers, OG.
Breaking news. New chain alert.
This is where your chain can be featured, if it's busting enough to make the cut, that is. Send me those DMs with a video and a write-up of your chain, who you are and what you do, who made it, the details of the chain, and the price. You could be featured on this segment of the show. But you must be subscribed to the channel and follow us over on Instagram with a screenshot if you want to be featured. Links are in the bio. When a person gets a chain, it usually operates as a brand marketing tool for that person, because people gonna look. Whatever you are selling, both literally and figuratively, whether it be yourself or a product, you want your chain to represent that. That's why nameplate pendants and logo chains are so popular. FYB J-Mane took his branding to a whole new level. FYB J-Mane, if you don't already know, is a rapper but moreover a YouTube personality out of the trenches of Chicago. With his charisma and catchy catchphrases such as "It hit different," "Do your homework," "Let's start there," and "Whoopin," he's quickly riding up the popularity charts. Taking full advantage of his platform like a real hustler's supposed to, FYB J-Mane launched a cereal brand called Whoops, which has generated a lot of buzz throughout hip-hop because of its price tag. A box of Whoops cereal sells for $100, which, say what you will, is a brilliant marketing strategy. It promotes exclusivity and quality, like only the elites can eat this cereal. And with the number of famous artists that come through his YouTube show, also called Whoops, and the number of up-and-coming people that partake in exclusive things just to say that they did it, he stands to make a nice coin off of this product. Let's do some math. If he produces 1,000 boxes of Whoops and sells them for $100 a box and sells out, which is highly likely with him not even being in his prime yet, he stands to make $100,000 gross income off of one load. Even if that's all he chooses to sell, $100,000 off of a product line is not a bad takeaway. Do your homework. It hit different. He is further capitalizing off of the Whoops brand by recently releasing a line called Whoops Juice, which is a pineapple mango flavored drink that sells for $50 a bottle. Don't blame me, it's sip different. If we take that same load of 1,000 products of Whoops Juice and multiply that by $50 a bottle, he looks to make $50,000. Add that $50,000 to the $100,000 he'll make off the Whoops cereal, and he's looking at generating $150,000 off of the Whoops brand. Again, even if he decides to never sell another box of Whoops or another Whoop Juice, FYB J-Mane is someone coming up in the game that made a quick and easy $150,000 gross income. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't mind just throwing a quick extra $150,000 in my bank account. I'm just saying, he whooping like he's supposed to be whooping. Moving on. As a way to not only market himself, but his Whoops product line as well, J-Mane bought a $100,000 chain from Zeta Jeweler at Status Jewelers that resembles an iced out box of cereal with real cereal pieces inside. More on that in a second. The solid white gold pendant is almost the same size as a fun-sized cereal box like the ones we used to get back in the day. Not the plastic bowls with the tearaway tops, the actual mini cereal boxes. Every inch of the Whoop cereal box is covered with an 1/8 to a 1/4 carat white honeycomb cut diamonds. The only part of the box that doesn't have diamonds is the inside of it. But who's looking at the inside of the box anyway? On the cereal box is the trademark artwork that FYB J-Mane uses for his actual cereal boxes and juice drinks, starting with the logo. The Whoops logo, just like it looks on the real box, is done in diamonds that are the same color scheme as the artwork. Let me break this down for you. The W is done in yellow diamonds. The H is done in blue diamonds. The two O's in Whoops are made to look like two pieces of cereal and are done in purple and yellow diamonds respectively, or one after the other. Keep up. The P is done in the green diamonds, with the S being done in red diamonds to look like the box. On the left side of the Whoops logo on the front of the box that pop up in 3D form in plain white gold is the phrase "It hit different." Again, made to look like the box. I hope by now we have established that the pendant of this chain looks exactly like the box, and everything that I'm describing as far as the details of the pendant goes, down to the cereal ingredients on the side of the box, coincides exactly with the box. That way I can just describe what's on the chain without saying just like the box every time. Cool? Alright, bet. At the bottom of the box pendant, still on the front of the box, is a couple pieces of Whoop cereal done in diamonds that pop out from the box in 3D form. The Whoops pieces that I'm describing are yellow, green, and blue. Now for the focal point of this pendant. Right above the yellow, green, and blue Whoops in an enamel finish is a 3D pop-out cartoon-like image of FYB J-Mane. He is eating a purple and yellow piece of diamond Whoop cereal. I think it was a great idea to go with the enamel finish for the cartoon character because it allows it to pop from all of the diamonds that are on the chain. It would still be bussin', but it would hit different. The way it was done still gives the cartoon image of the cereal box. The letters that spell out Whoops and diamonds are also outlined in black enamel. On each side of the box is the word Whoops spelled out in the 3D enamel finish done in the respective colors associated with the box. And last but most certainly not least, because there's definitely more, if you thought this chain was already bussin', J-Mane said it best. They ain't cutting no corners with this one, because on the back of the pendant is the same exact detail done identically to the front of the pendant. It's not a flat back like you see with most pendants. This pendant is done double-sided just like you would see with his box of cereal. And that's the last time I'm saying it. As I briefly touched on earlier, a unique feature to this chain and pendant combo is that the cereal box actually opens up and has real-life Whoops inside. The cereal pieces that are inside the box are made up of solid white gold with diamonds all over them that look like sugar crystals. He has the 5 different colors of cereal that you would find in a bowl of Whoops, which include red, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Talk about details. That's a feature that you don't see in most chains. Speaking of the chain doesn't have a bell to it, but it hooks to the back of the box pendant, so that way when you see the chain, it looks like it goes straight into the box. This chain is a bust-down white gold flower-style Cuban link chain that has a length of about 24 inches and a width of about 18 millimeters. Each link of the chain has roughly 90 white round-cut diamonds on it, 45 to a face, with each link having 2 faces. Seeing as this is a 24-inch chain, we are going to safely assume that this chain has approximately 40 links, which means that the chain to this piece has approximately 1,800 diamonds in it. Bussin'. Welcome to the chain gang, J-Mane. Your chain definitely does hit different. On to the next one.
Today was a perfect day to stop by an AutoZone. Just to go inside to see if the slippery soap Rick Ross detailer products really in store. This has been a dream of me and Rick Ross since the first day we partnered up. Our passion and love for vehicles brought us together to create the Rick Ross detailing collection that is truly designed for all the car lovers all around the world. As you guys can see, we are finally in AutoZone, baby. We in AutoZone, baby. This is for the car culture. This is for the car clubs all around the world, the car detailers all around the world, the car enthusiasts, the do-it-yourself enthusiasts. We are in AutoZone, baby. Go to your nearest AutoZone to get the Rick Ross detailing collection. We have everything you need to properly pamper your ride, your tire shine, your ceramic spray wax, your quick detailer, the interior cleaner, your wheel cleaner, and your pH neutral car wash soap. Let's go, baby. We in AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
RR22 official launch in Miami.
Real Edition 22. This is an official Rick Ross collab. So all the others are fakes.
On the last episode of Chains, we covered the chains of Lil Durk, Free Smirk Till It's Backwards. We spoke about his OTF chain, his Newski chain, and the V-Roy chain that Lil Durk made for King Von. If you haven't had the chance to check that episode out, make sure you go on and head over there and check it out after this. Heck, if you want to stay in order, pause this video and go check it out now. We also put a banger of a tribute together on that episode for King Von and the O-Block chain that he contributed to the chain gang. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button while you at it. On this conclusion to a 2-part episode, we are going to talk about a couple of chains that are not necessarily new, but newer, and 2 of the latest chains in Lil Durk's collection. For starters, the voice chain. To fully understand this piece, you first have to understand where the moniker of the voice came from. For those of you that don't know, moniker means nickname, keep up. Take into consideration everything that we said in the last episode, and fast forward to the present, Lil Durk has accomplished so much in between that time. His lyrics act almost as commandments to the streets on what to do and what not to do when roaming around the trenches. As stated before, Lil Durk has also won a Grammy, which to even be considered for the Grammys, you have to be somebody that is really doing important things in the hip-hop genre. There are thousands upon thousands of new songs released every year, with any one of them having the potential to be Grammy considered. but only a few rise to the top, with only one being selected, and Lil Durk was that one. Other hip-hop artists to receive a Grammy Award include Lauryn Hill, Jay-Z, Eminem, P. Diddy, Outkast, Nelly, Kanye West, Ludacris, Lil Wayne, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar, just to name a few. But to have your name in a list of talent that huge is an honor that most rappers don't get to experience. He also received 2 keys to the city of Chicago, which I know there are going to be people in the comments that are going to say, well, it was taken away, but that doesn't matter. Have you received a key to the city? Plus, it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So until he's proven guilty, which I don't think he will be, here we are. Not to mention, he's valid, which is more than most rappers can say. Free Smirk. Because of these accomplishments, Lil Durk earned the nickname the Voice of the Streets, or The Voice for short. To commemorate these accomplishments, Lil Durk bought a massive white gold chain and pendant combo that says The Voice dead smack in the center. As with all of his pieces, this piece is totally iced out all over the front and sides of the pendant. The only portion of the pendant that is not covered in diamonds is the back. But what is really lit about this piece is the fact that it's covered in all different types of diamonds. Everything from round cut diamonds to emerald cut and marquise cut diamonds to pear-shaped and oval diamonds. To get started on this work of art, we're going to start with the size of it. The size of the pendant is about the same width and depth as an average cell phone and about 4 to 5 inches less in length. If I could ask Lil Durk a question about this chain, it would be, is this massive plate solid or hollow white gold? I would imagine hollow because of the breath holes needed for diamond placement. But solid would be fire because you are talking about a solid piece of white gold. While we're talking about breathe holes, did you know that contrary to a lot of people's belief, breathe holes are not put in diamonds because the diamond needs to breathe? In fact, diamonds are a solid piece of carbon that do not shrink or expand according to temperature. The breathe holes are actually put in jewelry to make for easy access to the diamond in the case of repairs or for cleaning. If the holes weren't there, it would make it hard to clean the diamonds in those hard to reach places. And no matter what clarity your diamond is, if there is a bunch of dirt congregated around the bottom of the diamond, it is going to make it hard for light to pass through it, which will dim a lot of the reflected bling or fire that will come off your diamond, which will make it look dull in a sense and not hit like it's supposed to. Moving on. As previously stated, this white gold masterpiece is full of a variety of diamonds. Let me break this down for you. We'll start from the outside and work our way in. Along the very edge of the pendant are around 250 strategically placed pear-shaped diamonds that alternate big to little to form a thicker half an inch straight line border around the edge of the pendant. Mind you, the border pops away from the base layer of the pendant, giving it a 3D border vibe. Inside the border, consuming the inner background of the pendant, is in the ballpark of 300 to 400 emerald cut diamonds arranged in a vertical pattern. In the center of the pendant is the words "The Voice" done in a serpentine font. The letters which pop away from the background layer of the pendant are made up entirely of marquise cut diamonds, which we will talk about in just a second. There are approximately 30 plus of these marquise cut diamonds in each of the 8 letters on the pendant, totaling out to over 240 of these uniquely cut diamonds. The trim of the letters which pop out from the actual letters are done entirely in 600 plus quarter to a half a carat white oval cut diamonds. Around the sides of the letters are another approximately 1,008th of a carat to a quarter carat white round cut diamonds. Inside the letter O of the word voice is a microphone. The housing or handle of the microphone is made up of 50 white round cut diamonds, and the grill or the head of the microphone is made entirely of approximately 55 baguette diamonds. And last but most certainly not least, the jeweler put approximately 1,000, give or take a few, white eighth to a quarter carat round cut diamonds around the entirety of the pendant, making no part of the visible area of the pendant untouched. Now let's do some math. We counted 250 pear-shaped diamonds around the border of the pendant, 350 emerald cut diamonds on the background of the pendant, 240 marquise cut diamonds in the voice letters, 600 oval cut diamonds along the trim of the letters, 1,000 smaller round cut diamonds around the side edge of the trim of the letters, 55 baguette diamonds on the grill of the microphone, with another 50 round cut diamonds on the handle of the microphone. And lastly, not including the bail, which we will get to in a minute, there are approximately 1,000 round cut diamonds around the edge of the actual pendant. If we add up all these numbers, there are approximately 3,545 diamonds of all different shapes and sizes in this masterpiece of a pendant, making this chain one of the only chains in the chain gang to feature over 5 different cuts of diamonds in one piece. This means that this chain, as you can see, hits from all different angles, sizes, shapes, and directions. Fun tip of the day. Did you know that contrary to popular belief and what you are used to seeing in most diamonds, round cut and baguette diamonds are not the only diamonds in the diamond world? In fact, there are over 10 different diamond shapes that all have unique characteristics to them that a person can choose from. Before we start describing the characteristics of each diamond, we first need to break down the actual body type of a diamond. Every diamond is made up of mostly the same components. You have the table of a diamond, the crown of a diamond, the girdle of a diamond, the pavilion of the diamond, and the cooler of the diamond. Each of these parts of a diamond have a number of facets or walls or faces, whatever registers better with you, that when light hits it, it shines and gives you that bling you are looking for in a diamond. Most diamonds are made up of 58, give or take a few facets, which means that at a glance, the diamond has 58 opportunities to bling. Now back to the shapes. Number 1, you have the round cut diamond, which is the most common diamond found in most chains that people wear. It has a number of different facets or flat surfaces for light to bounce off of, giving it a magnificent light display. Number 2, you have the princess cut, which is the same as a round cut diamond, only in square form. So if you like square diamonds that hit, this is the diamond that you want to go with, because just like the round cut diamond, it has a number of different facets for light to bounce off of. 3. Next on this list, because of popularity, is the baguette diamond, also known as the baguette. If you remember in the last episode, I told you I would tell you the difference between the baguette diamond and emerald cut diamond because they are often confused with one another. A baguette diamond is a rectangle or a square-shaped diamond that has the steps in the middle of the diamond going toward its center. This diamond has nice, long facet walls, which gives for a bigger hit. Not to be confused with more hits like a round cut or a princess cut diamond. Baguette diamonds give a piece a unique look because of the table or top flat surface of the diamond, and because of the position and length of the facets. Number 4, while an emerald cut has almost identical features to a baguette diamond, the key emerald cut diamond's corners are shaved flat, whereas baguette diamond's corners are pointed. Oftentimes where the table is, the sides are also shaved flat, giving it a beveled look, whereas the baguette diamond tends to be a flat, boxier diamond. 5. The oval-shaped diamond, which is pretty much a longer version of the round cut diamond with very similar facets and cuts. This diamond tends to have a longer table because it's a longer diamond. 6. Next up, for the sake of Lil Durk's chain that we are discussing, and to kind of follow a flow while we're talking about diamonds, we are going to talk about the marquise-shaped diamond. This diamond is similar to an oval-shaped diamond, with the key differences between the two being that a marquise diamond comes to a point at its edges. Number 7, the pear-shaped diamond, also known as the teardrop diamond, is literally that, a pear or teardrop-shaped diamond. It combines the characteristics of an oval diamond with the marquise diamond. The top part of the diamond goes to a point like the marquise diamond, while the base of the diamond goes to a round edge like the oval diamond. It's actually a really unique diamond if you want to play with shapes in your piece. 8. Next up is a cushion diamond, which is more like a princess cut diamond with rounded edges instead of sharp squared edges. 9. An Asher diamond, which is similar to a princess cut diamond that fades into a baguette diamond. By this I mean that the inside diamond has the makeup of a princess cut diamond towards the top of the diamond, then at some point transitions into the steps that a baguette or emerald cut diamond would have on the inside of it. 10. And last but not least, you have the heart-shaped diamond, which is shaped like a heart with a bunch of facets on the inside. I said and last but not least because there are plenty of other diamond shapes that can be cut out of a diamond, such as the horse shape, a trillion cut, a half moon, etc. But I just wanted to speak on the 10 most common cuts of diamonds in this video. And now that you know, you know. Y'all gonna be a ChainZ expert by the time we get done with the show, which hopefully never gotta happen as long as y'all keep tuning in. Moving on. The chain on this piece is an iced out 24 to 26 inch, 18 to 20 millimeter white gold flower style Cuban link chain. This chain has over 40 links with 2 facets to a link. Each face on a link has 30/8 of a carat white round cut diamonds, surrounding 5 bigger half of a carat to a whole carat baguette diamonds. Around those diamonds are even smaller diamonds to hide any bare white gold from the chain itself. The bell that is connected to the pendant of this chain is a pretty big in width, long style white gold bell that has 55 emerald cut diamonds in the center and an additional 20 round cut diamonds down each side of it. To complete the math on this chain, there are 2,400 round cut diamonds surrounding each link, and another 800 emerald cut diamonds on the inside of those round cuts. Put those two together and you have 3,200 diamonds in the chain alone. Add those diamonds to the 3,545 diamonds that make up the pendant, and you are looking at over 6,745 diamonds total in this extraordinary piece, which is why I had to put it in this episode to complete Lil Durk's collection, being that it couldn't fit in the last episode. Lil Durk has more pieces that I'm sure will find its way in future episodes, so stay tapped in. Last but not least, to finish this chain off, the back of the pendant is without diamonds, but has its own flair in the form of a bunch of holographic swirls that were polished into the gold, giving it a dazzling effect. In the middle of it are the words, "I saved the trenches and became the voice," in a 3D pop-out pattern in the same form as the OTF letters in the logo. At the base of the back of the pendant is the official New York City luxury stamp, symbolizing its authenticity. And finally, to conclude Lil Durk's chains collection, we have to finish with a chain that is clearly personal to him and that fits perfectly with the trend that Mr. T started. When we spoke on Mr. T, we spoke on his infatuation with religious pieces. As we will speak about in future episodes, religious pieces become a thing in the ChainZ culture. Whether it be crosses, Jesus pieces, or in Lil Durk's case, the Star of Islam. Religious pieces on a chain have always been a thing. This chain is the newest piece in Lil Durk's collection. The pendant on this chain is a huge iced out version of the Star of Islam made entirely of white gold with rose gold trimmings. The star on the pendant dangles from the tip of the crescent moon, giving the star free range of motion. The crescent moon, if it were a full circle, would be the size of a CD or compact disc, which for those of you too young to remember, is what you played your music on before you were able to download or stream music. Anyways, inside of the crescent moon on the bottom portion is the mosque in all its beauty, also done in rose gold trimming with all of its details carved into it. Now, before I get into the details of the chain, I would first like to make note that just like the voice chain, this chain too has a number of different types of diamonds in it. The rose gold mosque is done entirely in 1/8 of a carat and 1/4 carat diamonds. At the top of the main body of the mosque, the jeweler put a row of 20 1/4 to 1/2 carat baguette diamonds going across it. The crescent moon is filled with a number of emerald cut diamonds with the thin rose gold pattern on top of it. The body of the star is also made up of the same size emerald cut diamonds. You can tell these emerald cut diamonds are invisible set diamonds because you can't see any of the rose gold on the inside of the star or the moon, but you can see it throughout every other diamond on the piece. If you look at the star, it has a 3D pop-out trim that is made up of over 80 1/8 of a carat round cut diamonds that you can clearly see the rose gold go through. On the outer side walls of the star is the same amount and same type of diamonds lining the whole entire edge of it. Back to the crescent moon. The outside trim of the moon is lined with 165 1/4 carat white round cut diamonds. And on the inside of that trim is a second trim with another over 200 1/8 of a carat round cut diamonds. On the sides of the crescent moon is 2 to 3 rows of round cut diamonds that line the entire pendant. This massive pendant is connected to a standard long size bale that is iced out with another 80 1/8 of a carat round cut diamonds. The chain that it hangs from is a 26-inch, 12 to 14 millimeter iced out rose gold Belcher or Rolo type cable chain that uniquely has infinity links for every other link in the chain. In the center of those infinity links is a flower style pattern that gives the chain some pop from your normal cable link chain. That brings us to the conclusion of part 2 of Lil Durk's chains. Shout out to Lil Durk on your collection on this episode and the previous one. For those of you that had anything to say as far as why I put Lil Durk first on the new generation of our version of Mount Rushmore, go back and check out the last episode and combine it with this episode, and the fact that he used a multitude of different diamond shapes in these chains, which is unheard of. The fact that we had to spread it out over 2 episodes, and because of the route that Lil Durk chose to go with his jewelry. Plus the fact that it was a trendsetter for the new generation of jewelry wearers. In addition to the fact that Lil Durk spent almost $1 million on a memorial chain, which was also unheard of before Durk did it. And you will see why we are choosing to award Durk the first of the new generation to have his face placed on our version of Mount Rushmore, which we about to just dub the name Mount Flexmore. Congratulations, Lil Durk. I hope I did you right. And thank you for your contributions to the Chain Gang Hall of Fame. Free smirk till it's backwards. Before we conclude this episode of Chains, I first would like to shout out this episode's winner of a $100 Cash App reward. And the winners are Kyla McCurry, Day Davis, and Alex Shapiro. Congratulations, and I will be sending you that $100 Cash App reward as soon as you send me your Cash App info to my DMs. In fact, I'll DM message you once this video drops, and all you gotta do is respond to me with your Cash App handle, and it will be on its way. If you're not familiar with how to get in this gold box to win you some prizes, check out the second episode of ChainZ, and it will have the details in the video of what you got to do to get involved. I will also create a short out of the message on that video so that way you can check it out anytime. As always, thank you to everybody who tuned in to this episode of ChainZ. Your vibes and support will forever be appreciated. Leave a comment below on which chain was your favorite. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And stay tuned for the 4th installment of ChainZ. Peace.
Today I'm here with
Voice.
The Voice. How much did you drop on the chain, man? It's very nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. That shit blinking.
This 200.
200 bands? Okay.
Only that's 200 right here.
I'll let them choose whatever y'all want to test.
All right, bet. All right, so I think everyone knows we're gonna test this one.
No worries.
I like that.
Bust down, roll the avalanche.
Wait, let me hear one more. Let me hear the bracelet. I have to.
Bust down, roll the avalanche.
Oh,